We left Stord early this morning. The weather has come down, it stopped raining, and we had really good winds. So we have been sailing in the Hardangerfjord to a place called Onarheim, and visited some people there, and that has been all good. Now we're leaving and heading to our anchorage for the night, and time will tell where that's going to be. Hopefully it's going to be on a small island called Sild, but we will see. It depends on the wind. While I was in Stord, I replaced the flux gate sensor with a brand new one. Tried to calibrate it today, but it didn't work. So that's not the problem, so I need to figure that out. So it's still hand steering. So I need to do some digging around in cables and so on, maybe start there, I guess. We'll see what we find. But now we are heading still in Hardangerfjord, heading towards Rosendal right now, passing Luxunda, and the winds are fair and gusty, I guess, and a bit shifty. When we headed into Onarheim, the winds were really tricky. I will try to show you why. So I'll let you have a look around. This is where we are heading. That is Rosendal in front of us. This is towards Luxunda, shortcut to Bergen, I guess. And Onarheim is behind us, and the winds are northwesterly winds, and they come over the mountain in the background, falls down into this bay in here, and these islands creates some turbulence, and the winds are really shifting in here, and it is more or less blowing like stink. So I wouldn't recommend sailing in there in northeasterly winds. I would not really recommend sailing out there in northeasterly winds either, but that's doable, it's no problem. It's a fair wind direction, but it is really gusty. I have rolled up a few turns on the Genoa, and I have one reef in the main, and that is just because of the gusts today, because the gusts are quite strong in this fjord, and you should be prepared. So I'm doing about 6-7 knots. 7 knots, yes, with one reef in and furled Genoa. So yeah, I wouldn't gain much with full sails, but I would really have a hard time in the gusts. So I'll continue sailing. I'll give you an update later on. This island was supposed to be our anchorage for the night, but it's just 6 o'clock in the evening yet, so I think we're going to continue sailing for a bit, and we will see how far we get. So yeah, sailing has been very good today. Winds have been really friendly to us, so we're using the winds the best we can. Tomorrow is Thursday, and Thursday and Friday is going to be, yeah, no wind at all. So I guess I will try to use this wind for as far as I can. So I'll give you an update later on, and we will see how far we get. Progress has been made. It took, I guess, more than 2 hours to clear 3 nautical miles from Sild to Kjøsnes. Now we are cruising along Kystnesstrand, rather downwind, and we're doing about 4 knots, heading towards Jondal. So this is a place we've been several times before, but today it's really sunny and nice, and we are quite close to Kystnesstrand, so I thought I'd show you around. On the other side of the fjord is Strandebarm. We visited Strandebarm several times, so I'm not going to go there. We are trying to head in the fjord as far as possible today, so we'll see where we start. This nib in the background here, that's Kystnes, and I think it's called Hammaren. It's a lighthouse there, and that's quite far inland when you come from this side, and it's a bit confusing. Otherwise it's a beautiful sloping countryside, and in the cut in front here, that's a tricky spot that leads to Indre Samlafjorden, and that's where Jondal is located. On this side of the fjord here is Strandebarm, and there's some other places down this way. The big island in the background is Varaldsøy. So in my previous videos, these places has been visited before, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. But we are doing good speed. Hope to get moored up or anchored, whatever it's going to be, before dark today. And now we've done a really long stint. We were planning to use 2 or 3 days on this, but since there is no wind the next 2 days, we tried to do it in one go. So yeah, that's about it. I'll keep an eye on my sail, because my Genoa is really doing funny stuff up there. So here is the boat moored up at the dock at Botnen, and it's a beautiful place. Last time we took this hike, this is where the camera died, or the SD card ran out. So I figured I wouldn't record any before this spot. I've taken some photos that I figured was a nice treat to mix into the film. And this little pond, last time I was here, it was almost no water at all. And now it's quite a lot. So still it could be, I guess, a meter higher. If you look down there, there's some small waves, and that was just a fish jumping. And there is fish in this stream all the way up to the hills where we are going. Yeah, it is a beautiful day. The landscape in here is fantastic. It's tall mountains, it's waterfalls, it's lush, so it's quite nice. So I'm gonna head on now, and I'll give you some updates along the way. This is an old trail that they used to transport goods and produce from the summer pastures for the animals in the good old days. You see, it's quite a beautiful landscape, but it is a challenging road. And if you look up ahead here, it's quite amazing. And this rock formation is just a big rock slide that is stopped here, and they put the road around it. So it's been a lot of work, I guess. But look at this. Isn't it nice? So beautiful. You can see in the background, that's the rock formation. Quite daunting to walk underneath. And yeah, if we turn around now, this is where the summer pastures opens up. And you get through this narrow valley and you get into this. And it is quite amazing. See all these big boulders? That is rocks that's falling from the mountain side here over the years. And they're quite big. And here is the stream, and there is fish swimming in this stream. They're really shy, so if you walk on close by, it just disappears. It's quite nice. So lush. And you can see the small farmhouses. And that's where the people stayed when they were looking after the animals up in the mountains. So it's called støl on Norwegian, these summer pastures. And they moved the animals up here, so the grass down on the farms would have a chance to grow tall, and they could harvest it and keep it for feed over the winter. So these summer pastures are really important, and it's really important for the animals as well, because they get to exercise a bit, and I think that's a great thing. So yeah, I'm gonna head over to these houses, and we're gonna do some more filming over there. Just give you an impression of the mountains. So now the trail goes rather close to this one, and it makes you feel kind of small. It's a nice trip. It's a bit challenging to walk, but most people could do it. It's worth the effort. So I'll record some when we get to the end of the valley here. So we are at our destination. It's called Flatabøstølen. Flatabø means in Norwegian like flat pasture, and this is a flat pasture in Norwegian. This is the remaining farmhouse. Yes, there has been an older one here. It's has much better foundations, but the house is gone. So yeah, been protected by this big rock with a small forest on top of it. And time to head on back down to the boat and try to fix the autopilot. So just early morning, a little walk early in the day. We arrived at the dock. We were moored up 12 minutes past 1 o'clock at night, so it was a long trip yesterday, but slept well and a bit into the day and had a walk. Now it's time to go down and do some digging around. That is Botnen behind us, and these are the trees heading out the fjord, and in the fjord of course. You can see the waterfall starts all the way on top there and wiggles its way all down to the water. There are several of these along the fjord. It's really nice, so it is kind of an adventure to get in here. In a good way. We had a pleasant stay. The night that we arrived was really windy, extremely. When we docked, it was, yeah, the two other boats that was tied at the dock had both gone up because the wind had picked up so suddenly. And that's just when we came in, and they stayed to help fetch our lines. That wouldn't be necessary, but I'm still glad they were there. So yeah, it's all good. We went for a hike yesterday, as you saw. That was beautiful. A good good little exercise. And when we got back, I started digging around in the autopilot department and found some bad connections. I'll show you the remains of those later. So now the autopilot seems to be working finally. So this is a good day. So now I'm gonna have coffee, just had breakfast, and yeah, I'm gonna enjoy a beautiful day on the water. So this is the first waterfall. Another one, a little trickle coming down here as well. And up ahead there is a larger one. That one is really beautiful. You can see it travels down this mountainside just from side to side down the stream. It's really nice. And here is what we left behind. It's almost more beautiful in the fog and the clouds and rain and mist and so on than in the summertime, or summer light or sun. Above the clouds as well, but you can't see it today.